Water levels along the Arkansas River causing flooding all across the state.
And one area in Jefferson County dealing with another round just days after cleaning up from the previous flood.
And that's where we find Fox 16's Marcy Manley. She joins us live. And Marcy, you've actually been watching this water inch up throughout the day. How do things look at this hour?
Well, as you can see, I'm standing here in about knee-high water, and earlier today it was barely even wet. Now I have fish swimming around my ankles, so that puts it into perspective for you. And as you can see here, water levels already inching into this home's garage, and that has people moving belongings out. They're leaving the subdivision, and this is the third time in a month that they're facing this. Those who are deciding to ride this out are doing it by boat.
Under these circumstances, it takes a lot of patience and a good boat.
Dallas Johnson boating through his backyard.
It'll come up a bunch now the next day or so.
On his trip home Wednesday.
That's my house there, the red one.
Island Harbor facing rising river water over the next coming days.
44.3 will give me several inches on the second level.
So for many people, this is the drive home at this point, boating through their neighborhood to reach their front door, and many of them tired of seeing the flood waters rush through because it's the third time in a month.
I just got it cleaned up good 2 days ago.
Some folks like Kenneth Scott have seen the water rise higher 25 years ago.
I motored inside this garage right here in 1990 with my boat, and I had to duck to come through the door.
But most of them saying this season the worst they've seen.
All of a sudden they started coming up every 3 or 4 years.
If your home has to be flooded,
I told my granddaughter it's not very many people have an indoor swimming pool.
you might as well have a sense of humor about it.
Under the circumstances, not many would want it that way, I don't think.
Always keeping in mind
Everything that's not fastened down floats away.
that hope floats too. And folks here are hoping that these waters won't get much higher than they have in the past. But as you can see, that's a stop sign on an actual street right there. So that is how high the water is getting. And like we said, we have seen this rush up throughout the day. Most of the time they say that this water recedes in 3 to 4 days, so not too long. And they're hoping for only a couple of inches in the lower levels of their home. They're just having to pan out and see if that works for them. Live in Island Harbor subdivision, I'm Marcy Manley. Back to you.
You know what, Marcy, I have to give them credit for having a sense of humor about all of this. You know, oftentimes you hear homeowners, especially the ones that deal with flooding all the time, they say it's worth it to live here because it's so beautiful when it's not flooding. But my goodness, 3 times already? 3 times in 1 month. That's a bit much.
Absolutely, Donna. You know, the man that we talked to